Hey everyone, how's each and every one of you are doing on this Tuesday evening? I hope that each of you are having a good week and staying cool from this summer heat. And tomorrow's hump day. And we are past the midway point of the month of July. Pretty soon school's gonna start sooner than we expected. So enjoy the last few weeks of the summer vacation, and right before we know it, Christmas is around the corner. So other than that, I'm going to have two parts in this video for my pre-calculus class. It's stemming from week 5. Sorry about the delay in producing these videos because these 2 weeks, 5 and 6, require a lot of thought. How to show ways to solving equations and graphing. Well, graphing part is no problem. It's the substitution elimination method answers can be very, as long as it are in this, as long as it's same answers. That's what I think. So bear in mind, I'm gonna make 2 parts in this video, and week 6 is a continuation. It's a substitution elimination method. So this is a start. All right. So let's begin. I selected problems 1 and 4 from week 5 on the graphing spectrum. And here we go. The first part, we have 2 equations. Y equals negative 3x plus 4, and y equals 3x minus 2. So we have 2 different slopes. All right. One's a negative and one's a positive. You can see right here based on the slopes right here. That's a dead giveaway. Second thing is the y-intercepts are different. You can see why I'm going to plot this right now. So let's plot the first one. We have negative 3x plus 4. We'll go up 4. So go 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the first one. And negative 3, will we go up or down? We go down, right? So we'll go down 3. 1, 2, 3. And then go to the right 1. Okay? And then go the same thing, opposite direction. I'm going to collect the 9s here. Let me see. Let me get my new graph. My line. Give me a second. I'm going to download this. Give me a second. I'll put this down for a moment. All right. Here we go. We got the first line. Y equals negative 3 plus 4. So we go up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going down 3. Up to the right. Down right to the right 1. Same thing. You go up 3. Go to the left. And that's how I get the line. Any questions so far on the first equation? All right. Then we have y equals 3x minus 2. We plot the 2. We go down 2 as our starting point. 1 and 2. And we go up 3, right? We go up 3 because it's a positive slope, right? We go 1, 2, 3 into the right. I think this is our point. Go put this down a little bit. Sorry about that, putting the phone down. Forgive me. All right. There we have it. We have one negative slope and one positive slope on the 3x minus 2. All right. You're more than welcome to stop the video at any time to to do the steps here, and you have my full permission. But on that note, any questions on number 1? That wasn't too bad, right? And these were set up before we do any more. They were set up so that way you don't have to work into the slope-intercept form. But the second problem, we do need to work just a little bit more on that. So we have 4x plus y equals 2 and x minus y equals 3. So we had to do this form called, we had to put these into the y-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b format, right? Put this together like this, right? So let's do this. I'm going to do this. Hope you can see this. 4x plus y equals 2. Then what we're going to do is, what do we do here to get the x to the side? We do the opposite. So in this case, we have, instead of positive 4x, we'll be subtracting 4x both sides. Cancels the 4x's together. And then we bring down the y. And you got negative 4x plus 2 for the first equation. That's one equation. Alright. Second equation we could do, before we go any further, any questions on how I got to this point? That wasn't too bad, right? Shows all you can do. It was like ax plus by equals c. You're translating to y equals mx plus b, which is the slope-intercept one. And then you bring down, you subtract 4x to both sides of the equation, bring down the y, and then you put equals minus 4x plus 2. That's how we get the first line. Alright, let's do the second one. We have x minus y equals 3. Same scenario. We had to put the x across the, move it to the other side of the equation. Instead of this, be an opposite of add, is subtract x to both sides of the equation. And then we cross out the x's out, bring down the negative y equals negative x plus 3. Question everyone. Are we done with this part? No. I don't think we're not done. Let me see. Yes, we're not done. So we're not done to this part. So we had to divide 1 to each of the equations, to each part. And then we cancel this out. Y. This will be a positive x. And we got minus 3. Can you see that? And that's how I find our answer. I remember doing this when I was in school. Let me move this a little better. If you're lost in the notes, don't worry. I'll put this on the Google Classroom and Google on the Canvas. So that's referring to that. So just in case if you lost notes or anything, don't worry. This will be on the website. But we're back to what I was referring to. We have the negative y equals negative x plus 3. I've been taught you can't have negative y outside. So you had to divide by negative 1 to each of the on the slope and the intercept to get rid of the negative slope, the negative y-intercept. The negative y. And this is how you get that. So we have y equals x minus 3. And then we have y equals negative x plus 2. Let's go ahead and plot these two lines. So let's do the y equals negative 4 plus 2. Do we go up we go up 2 or down 2 on the y? We go up 2, right? So go 1, 2, that's our starting point. Is the slope going down or up 4? We're going down, right? So we're going down 1, 2, 3, 4, and then go this way. And then same thing, 1, 2, the opposite, 1, 2, 3, and then 4 right here, and then 1 right here. Up the 4, and then go over to the left 1. Let me do this real quick. I wish I have something to stand this, but I don't have nothing to place this on the holder. So I apologize ahead of time. So this is the first line. Any questions on the first slope? All right, let's go here. So we have y equals x minus 3. We go down 3, right? So we go 1, 2, and 3, right? And then we go up 1, right? It's gonna be like this. This is the positive slope, x minus 3, and the negative 4x plus 2 is a negative slope. So, any questions on number 4? All right, let's go on to the substitution method. All right, this is required a lot of work on my behalf. So let's go step by step, okay? I selected problems 5, 7, 10, and 14. All right, for the substitution method. All right, so I'm going to do problem number 5. We have solve each system by substitution. Forgive me on the light. It's a little bit dim, a little bit not bright, but that's, my room is a little bit weird, but it's okay. So we have number 5, y equals 4x minus 9. And then y equals x minus 3. All right. So in order to get this, together, we have two separate equations. We could do one thing, is put them side by side. For x minus 9 on one side, x minus 3 on the other side. Can you see that? Okay. So we could see, we have these two separate equations we could do side by side. 4x minus 9 equals x minus 3. So far, so good, right? All right. Then we have to do with the variables first. So I see 4x on the left side, X on the right side. I'm going to do the opposite of this, which is, I believe, is subtracting. This will be eliminated. And due to one side, due to the other, this is a little bit bigger, so I'm going to add 9 to both sides. Cancel out the 9s right here. Let's bring down. So far, so good, right? All right. Then we're going to do x's first. What is 4x minus x? 3x. Then we have a negative 3 plus 9. So which is the bigger? What number will be bigger? The bigger sign will be a positive, right? So what is negative 3 plus 9? I believe, if I stand correctly, is a 6, a positive 6. Almost done cleaning this up a bit. Then we divide what is the number on the in front of x to divide? 3. Both sides of the equation by 3. Cross out the 3's, bring down the x. We have what 6 divided by 3 that gives us 2. We got the x. Any questions on how we got the x? That wasn't too bad, right? All right. Then we could substitute the x for any of the two equations. I prefer to do on the second one. So I'm going to sub, okay? I'm going to sub y equals, we have the x for 2, right? Minus 3. What is negative 2 minus 3? Negative 1. Okay. We're done here for the problem. You wanted to double check your answers? Let's try it. I'm going to do this. The second equation is much easier. So I'm going to do negative, I'm going to check. I'm going to bring the negative 1. 2 minus 3. Same thing. Was positive 2 minus 3. That gives us negative 1. Is this the correct answer? Yes. So that is our final answer. So looking at the original check, right? Checking out the original equation using those two variables we solved. Then we got negative 1 on the left side. The question mark equals 2 minus 3. We know that negative 1 is right there. We need to figure out, is this statement true? 2 minus 3, that gives us negative 1. It does match. So that is our final answer. Our solution is x is 2, y is negative 1. That is our final answer. So, any questions on? Hope I was a little brighter. Let me move this. There you go. Just a little bit. Give me a second, y'all. There you go. That's better. There you go. Much brighter. So, this is the final answer. Any questions on number 5? All right. We go into the second one. We have 2 parts. For number 7, y equals negative 5. And then we had the equation 5x plus 4y equals 20. The good thing is, one of the variables has been solved, so we don't have to worry about y. We could simply substitute for y in this problem. So let me work this out for you. plus 5x plus 4. What's the variable for y? Negative 5 inside the parenthesis. Negative 20. Then I'm going to bring down a little bit. We'll multiply. What is a positive 4 times a negative 5? A negative 20. Make sure I got this right. A negative 20, that is correct. Equals negative 20. We're almost done cleaning this up a bit. Then we can do is we had to do this to one side to the other. So we can add 20 to both sides of the equation. This will simply go out, bring down to 5x. Was negative 20 plus 20 that gives us 0? Can we divide 0 by 5? Yes. And we divided both sides by 5. Cancel out the 5s on the x part. Then we have 0 divided by 5 that gives us 0. The only way if it be undefined, if this is 5 on the right side and 0 is for x, then it will be undefined. However, in this case, you have 0 on the right side and the 5x, 5 on the left side, then it's doable. So that is our final answer. We have x is, the solution is 0 for x and y is for negative 5. But you want me to check? I could check right now. Let's see if this equation is legit. I'm going to use this problem here. I'm going to use for the check. Hope you can see that. X for 0 plus just for show. 5 times 0 is 0. 4 times negative 5 is a negative 20. 0 minus 20, that is a negative 20. Well, we got a match. So that is our final answer. So we seldom see these. Either for the x or y variable, they had the solution for that variable. And all we need to do is substitute for in the original equation. And this is where it'll come out. So, any questions on number 7? One second. A little brighter. Okay, that's perfect. Alright. No more questions? Alright. Are we done with the first part? Now, I may do all of it. Exclude that possible. You know what? Let me do the next two and then do the elimination, okay? Alright, give me a second on number 10. Okay, number 10, we have a negative 7x plus 2y equals 18. Excuse me. Then we have a positive 6x plus 6y equals 0. So we have two different equations that needs to be altered just a bit. So I will use the first equation. Move this arrow just a bit. So I'm going to move this over. Negative 7 plus 2y, equals 18. And then in order to do this alone, I could do this. I could subtract 2y to both sides. You see why in a few minutes, folks. Cancel out the 2y's on the left side. Bring down the negative 7 here. And then we had to put the x in front of first. Negative 2y. Actually, negative it could be, here's the thing. You could do this. I always do this. You can bring that to 18 and then minus 2y over, it doesn't matter on this part. So we could do this separately, okay? So that's what we have. Negative 7x minus equals 18 minus 2y. In order to get x by itself, we had to divide each part by negative 7. This will cancel out completely. Then we have, it's a little bit longer, forgive me on this. Then we have negative 7x. Okay, we have, yeah, this will cancel, will be x equals 18, negative 18 sevenths. Then we have, these will be positive, will be a positive 2 7th y. So we have the substitution for x. All right. So far, so good, right? Okay. A little bit hairy, but forgive me on this. It's going to be a little bit crazy. So here we go. Going to substitute this for x. Watch and see. All right. This is a little bit weird, but we have 6. This is a substitution for x. And then plus y equals 0. In order to get this cleared off, we have to do the work right here. So we have a 6 times a negative 18. That gives us negative 108 over 7. Then we got 6 times 2 is 12. We leave the denominator alone, 12 sevenths. And then bring down to 6y. Or here's another way to do this. This is a little bit longer, but I have another way we could do this. You see the common number 7? All right. In order to put this over, we have the denominator is 7, right? Okay. Then we had to put 7 right here, so we had to multiply 7 on the other side of the equation. Okay? It's a little messy, but it's okay. So I have negative 108 plus 12, whatever is right here. So what's 6 times 7 is 42, right? Okay, watch. First part, negative 108. We got 12y. And then we have plus 42y equals 0. Okay, equals 0. Then we could do combine like terms, right? You get this part. So we have 12 and 42. Let's see. Give me a moment. Let's see. 12 plus 42 is 54. 54y. Make sure you don't forget your variable. Over 7. Equals 0. Now we have to do is to get the 7 out of the way. Actually, we need to factor out. This part, the numerator. What number do we factor out? 54, right? This will be negative 2, I believe. And then we got positive y. We could switch it over just a bit. We'll just turn this around. We have 54 y minus 2 equals 0. Right? It's look a little bit weird, but forgive me on that. Okay, now we're almost done. We could do this. Okay, can you see that? Okay. In order to do this, we had to divide by 54 to both sides, right? Cancel, crosses out the 54s. We got, and then we have y minus 2 equals, we got negative, we have a 0 divided by 54 that gives us 0. And then we do this, the basic math. Carry this out. We got the y. Alright, we got the y. Y equals 2. So you see right here, from the original problem, I clean up the fraction just a little bit. We got the negative 108 over 7 plus 12 7y and 6y equals 0. In order to make this fully disappear, we had to subtract, we had to multiply 7 over 7 divided by the 6y to get this. The numerator is negative 108 plus 12y plus 42 over 7 equals 0. Then we could do the combined like terms, which is 12 and 42. That gives us 54. So our new part is negative 1. The numerator is negative 108 plus 54y over 7 equals 0. Then we have to factor out the 54 by itself. We got on the parentheses, instead of this, it will be 54 open parentheses y minus 2 equals 0. And then after we have that, we divide 54 to both sides of the equation, and it will eliminate the 54s across on the left side, remaining on the parentheses, y minus 2 equals 0. That, of course, 0 divided by 54 is 0. And then the answer will be, we'll add 2 both sides of the equation, y equals 2. We almost finished. All right. You could do this on your own. You could do it in your calculator. I'm going to do this. Let's see. Let me move this. I'm going to move this just a little bit. I'm going to use the 2 in the original equation right here. We substitute y. We got 6x plus 6 times 2 equals 0. And then we'll multiply 12. 6 times 2 is 12. And then subtract 12 to both sides of the equation. 6x minus negative 12. And of course, we have 6 divide 6 to both sides. And then we got x equals negative 2. Our final answer will be negative 2 for x and positive 2 for y. Final solution. There we have it, folks. This is a little bit longer. 10's a little bit longer, but it's okay. So we have to clean this up a little bit. Coming from this side to this. Then once we have that, substitute for x. Then all this will cancel out the fractions out completely. And follow what it says on by step. Then this will almost complete eliminate the fractions into this, and then you have to factor out what's the common number, which is 54, and then what's remaining is you divide 54 to both sides of the equation. You got the y minus 2 equals 0, and you add 2 to both sides to get for y. Once you have for y, then you could substitute in any of the original problems, equations. In this case, I did the 6x plus 6y equals 0, and this is the final solution I came up with. I hope I didn't cause any more confusion, but I apologize ahead of time. On that note, any more questions on number 10? It's a little bit long, to say at least, right? All right, let me move this up a little bit. A little bit right here. Okay. Now, the next part, we have 4x minus y equals 20. Then we have a negative 2 minus 2y equals 10. We could do this like the original. So we can do the first equation. Bring it over. We have 4x minus y equals 20. In order to do this, we have to place the y. We had to do something with the y, so we can add. We could do the opposite of subtract this to add both sides y. Add y to both sides. Cancel these out. We have 4x equals 20 plus y. Okay, so far so good. Then we had to divide 4 to both sides of the equation. Then we have to cancel these out. That brings down to x. 20 minus divided by 4 is 5. And then we have plus y minus y over 4. That's for x. Okay? That is for x. We could substitute on either of these two equations. I'm going to use the second equation like the last time. So I'm going to move this over. Okay, give me right here. Give me a second. Okay. And this will turn into, I believe, negative 2 times 5. That gives us negative 10, I believe. Then we have so you notice something here. We have negative 2 and 4. Can it be reduced? Yes, we can. So it won't be, instead of that, it will be, instead of a add, it will be subtract y minus 2, y over 2 minus 2y equals 10. In order to get this out of the way over y, we had to multiply by 2 over 2. So our new one will be negative 10 plus this over 2. We have negative y. Then what is a negative 2 plus negative 2 times 2? Negative 4 over 10. And then we can combine like terms here. Negative 10. We got, this will be, from my understanding, a negative 5y over 2 equals 10, right? And then let me move this over just a little bit. Okay, I hope you can see this. Am I missing the y? Yes. We add 10 to both sides, right? Cancel this out. And we got negative 5y, not negative 5 halves y equals 20. And then we could flip. Remember reciprocal back in the day? This will be flip. This will cancel it out. Bring down the y. We have, what is 20 times negative 2 is negative 40. Over 5 will be a negative 8. Y is negative 8. Now we have the y part. Right? Any questions on how I got this part? Okay. Now we could substitute on the calculator, make some more room. I do apologize in the room part. Where's my calculator? Come on, come on, come on. Un momento. Aquí estaba. Here we go. We can substitute. We could substitute the negative 8 for any of the equations. I'm going to use this. Hold on. I can use this. And go on this side. I use this second part. Substitute and the second one, negative 8 for y. Then I'm going to do the rest of the problem. What is negative 2 times negative 8 is positive 16. Right? And we subtract 16 to both sides of the equation. Cancel these out. Bring down the negative x, 2x. This will be a negative 10 minus 16 is a negative 6. Divide negative 2 to both sides of the equation. This will pop out or cross out. Be a positive 3. Okay. You want to make sure it's correct. So we have x for 3, 3 for x, and negative 8 for y. Let's do a practice run. Hope you can see this. Does it match the 10 on the second part? Yes. So that is our final answer. So our final answer, I'm going to put right here. Final answer is 3 and negative 8 for our final answer. Sorry about the delay, but there we have it. we finished with number 14 on the notes. So I'm going to rewrite these notes tonight. So you and I see this on the actual problem on the website. So this is a practice one. So I will let you know at any time. But other than that concludes part 1 for this video. I'll see you in a little bit.